So I'm sitting down, preparing for a video. I don't know what I was gonna make. I don't know what I was gonna talk about. I don't really know what I had prepared. I don't really know. But I was sitting down preparing, and I pull up my phone. I pull up my articles that I read every single day that Google recommends to me in the Google app, and I get this article talking about how, and this was headlined by IGN, they were talking about how Halo Infinite's development was because of a TV show, the Halo TV show, and I thought to myself, that's not right. That can't be correct, right? Microsoft knows how important it is to have a console-exclusive video game that's going to be released with your next-gen console. They know how important it is because they constantly got beaten out by exclusives by Sony this generation. They surely have learned from their mistakes. They won't do it again. And they did it again! I pulled my support for this video game on Tuesday. I pulled it, and I didn't even know the full damn story. I didn't even know it. I had an inkling feeling. I had a feeling. I said, Halo Infinite being delayed, that doesn't sound very good. Spider-Man isn't going to be delayed. I don't know when Ratchet & Clank is going to be delayed. I think, not delayed, but released, excuse me. I think it's going to be released next year, early February or January, or maybe even this year. I don't know, but Sony's got a lot of games that they're going to be released in the next couple of months. It's like I didn't really worry about Sony and their games. I worried a lot about Halo. I worried a lot about Microsoft because Halo hasn't been great or even good for the past 10 plus years. I worried a lot, and I come to find out that my worries were validated. Halo is delayed for numerous amounts of reasons. Let's just, get that out of the way. It's not just because apparently management had been involved with the Halo TV show as the video game was being delayed. And by the way, and let me be clear on this, the management being involved in the TV show and in the video game, it's not like they're doing both at the exact same time. It's that they sometimes prioritized the TV show over the video game as the video game is in development, and it blows my mind some of the things that Microsoft has done in the last 5 years with this video game. First and foremost, developing a new engine for the video game. That is very tough, and you have to take making a new engine with a new video game on a new console very, very, very seriously, because if you don't, it will fuck up your development of the video game. Now, for all of those who aren't informed on, how video game development works and things of that nature, when you make a video game in a series or in a new series, you try to use the old engine because it's way easier to develop a video game with. You know that engine, you can develop that engine. It's essentially working with the same tools, right? Like, let's say if you are a craftsman, you have your hammer, you have your power drill, you have, your equipment, your tools. But a new engine is working with new tools. Sometimes in fact, most of the time, they're more modern and they're more updated and they're different, and they could have different ways of using them. So instead of using a hammer, you use a jackhammer. Instead of using a power drill, you use a screwdriver. Instead of using, normal tools that you're used to, you use different tools. It's a complicated way of developing a game. And then on top of that, sometimes the damn tools don't work. Sometimes the engine, you have bugs that you wouldn't normally have had if you used the prior engine. It's a nightmare to deal with a new engine when you're developing a video game. On top of that, you're developing a video game for a new console. And then on top of that, you have the damn pandemic that just happened at the beginning of March. And then it's a nightmare to deal with all this. And Microsoft was like, but the TV show, it's kind of a little bit more important. Let's figure out how we can make the TV show as important as the video game, even though people aren't going to watch the TV show as much as they're gonna play the damn video game. And then on top of that, you have the creative directors. You have one creative director, the guy that was on the team for the majority of the time that the game has been developed, His name was Tim Longo. He was there until 2019. That's a gigantic red flag in any game development. Whenever you have somebody in power, somebody who's in a leadership position, leave the game midway through the development of the game when the game is a couple of years out, giant red flag. Then his replacement left a couple of months later. It blows my mind. And it's like it's essentially the timeline that happened with Anthem, where Anthem's creative developers and most important developers from BioWare, they constantly just kept on leaving during the development of the game, and they just kept on leaving, and they had to reboot Anthem. Not saying that that's what happened with Halo, but the fact that you have key important people, like imagine if Cory Barlog left during the development of God of War. It's not the same game. It would not be the same game because it's two different people's perspective on that game. It blows my mind. But then the final thing that was detailed in the article was apparently they're outsourcing a lot of the work to third-party companies. Now, for me, I understand outsourcing certain things when it comes to marketing. And I even understand outsourcing to third-party contractors certain things when it comes to engineering the game and things of that nature. But they never detail what they outsourced with the game when it came to this game. And it's really a head-scratcher to me when it comes to them talking about outsourcing the game. But apparently, they've outsourced way too much of the game. That's detailed in the article. I think the website is called Thurrott. But in the article, they detail, it's like, there have been sources that have said that there's way too much work that's been outsourced to third-party contractors. And I asked the question, well, if a lot of work is being outsourced, what exactly is third-party studios working with? Are they working on the level design, the artwork, the sound effects, the sound design, the engineering of the game? What is going on with 343? What is being outsourced? I don't really know. But the fact that a lot of work is being outsourced to third-party studio, I don't know if it's contractors, I don't know if it's workers, I don't know who it is. But the fact that so much work is being outsourced worries me. But once again, you know what? I'm just gonna leave it as it is. I'm just gonna say, hey, not gonna buy an Xbox Series X, not gonna play the new Halo game, not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna focus. I'm gonna tunnel vision on Cyberpunk 2077. I'm gonna focus on that game. I'm gonna focus on the other Sony games and Nintendo games and PC games that are gonna come out, and I'm going to stiff on the Xbox Series X because it seems like Microsoft still, after 10 years of getting clapped by the PS4 and the Nintendo Switch and PC games, they still have not learned their lesson. I don't know when they're gonna learn it. I don't know how they're gonna learn it. I don't know. Maybe they'll learn it after this game is going to be released. This has been 24. Remember to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe for more. Until my next video, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you next time. Bye.